employed initially by these political parties, the various political parties, not only as foot soldiers, but as destructive soldiers, as dogs. Let me put it that way. That if you see anybody trying to attack me or trying to move near me, make sure you go for that person, go for the jugular. And that kind of thing will not make the peace committee's work effective. And so, the electorate, we have been trying to sensitize our youths that don't make yourself available for political thuggery. Because most of these politicians that you see, their sons are not there, their daughters are not there. But because of the poverty that's in the land today, somebody who has not eaten from since morning up to this moment that we're talking, and you now approach that person and say, okay, I'll give you 1,000 naira to go and buy food for yourself. Please let me go and deliver this message there. He doesn't care whether that message will destroy the person he's going to deliver it to, for as long as he's able to eat. An hungry man is an angry man. And that's the problem we have right now. And so we must appeal to the various units, various family units, to please rein in your children, not to be foot soldiers for these people, not to be dogs for these people. We have policemen all over. We have a lot of various law enforcement agents, civil defense, all of them that could be used to put these people in check. But these civil defense men, what they have, these policemen, what they have, this is what they have, the kind of ammunition they have, they don't have the kind of ammunition that these so-called foot soldiers have. A lot of arms have been imported into this country. As we talk today, some of them were intercepted at the ports, but a lot of them are in the country today, and that's why you see what's happening in the east happening. You see what's happening with banditry, with kidnapping in the southwest here, along Lagos, Badagry, this state all over. You see what's happening in the north, with all these bandits and all this Boko Haram and ISIS. These are the various ways by which the elections might be compromised.
Smollett, you see the candidates of political parties bigger than Nigeria in terms of this attitude.
No, they themselves don't think they are bigger than Nigeria, but you see the world power, they wield so much power, financial power,
yes,
political power.
That cannot be contested.
Yeah, but you see
in the unity of stability of Nigeria.
Please wait. It is government that must up its ante. It is government that has all the powers, the paraphernalia of office to checkmate. The peace committee, I don't think they have any legal rights, a legal support. I don't know. I stand to be corrected. They don't. They cannot tell anybody to go and arrest. People only respect them because they are elderly people, religious leaders who you think, nation builders. But they don't. It is the government that must support them in a way that, okay, what is it? Give them the opportunity to say this and this. Go on, that they could arrest. They cannot arrest. They can only appeal. So whatever it is you do it in your own strength and by your own means. And don't forget, leadership to our politicians. They understand their whims and caprices. They do. I'm not saying they are towing any particular line, but was it Larry who started it? He said, it has been part and parcel of our political system over the years, but he would have thought that by now we will change. But because nothing has changed in Nigeria, you don't expect the people to also change in their political thinking and orientation. It's very, very sad, but that's the practical truth. There's nobody who arrests anybody. People bring in arms. Policemen will see somebody who looks weird. They cannot arrest him. I was surprised, and I mentioned it on this program before. There was a young man who held a gun on social media and said, anybody who does not do this or that, who does not become obedient, this is what you will use for them. It might be a threat, but police must not consider that a threat. You want to tell me somebody who faced camera and spoke to camera? The police in Nigeria, the thing went viral. They cannot trace him. Nobody is doing anything. And so they have a field day and then they can continue to do it. The only thing we can appeal to, and I know parents have been doing it, but the young men of today are very daring. The parents will tell him, but he gets outside, he sees 20,000 and he wants to grab it because he has been frustrated on an unimaginable level. So there are so many things that are interwoven to make us stay the way we are. We shouldn't be staying the way we are. But when the elites, the financial gays, the Dino Malayas, the senior advocates, the Wallace of this, when they say things and they get away, the young man would also think, I can collect that 20, 50,000, get away with it. They tell me to go and burn. I go there, I succeed or I don't succeed, I have collected the money.
Larry, I want us to look at it before we just leave this topic. Somebody said, the introduction of beavers as an instrument against rigging, and maybe hence, now that President felt rigging might be difficult, the hate speech, the rising tension, the violence. You want to speak to that?
It goes to what I have said. Now, people are looking at the forthcoming election having the probabilities and semblance of a good election, if indeed they go ahead with those technical, digital issues, beavers and the rest of them. And at that point, there is that seeming intentional, scary posture, such that the electorate who would come and make the votes count by reason of the beavers will be scared enough not to want to come out. I mean, those brazen guys will be there and say, look, we know our own, and so whoever comes to this police station will not go back home alive.
Oh, they will tell voters, go away, we are voted.
Not go away, we are voted. One way or the other, we have heard of it before. Let me just say it was insinuated that there was a time that some people were like, okay, if you are holding white handkerchief, we will allow you to go. But it's a tacit understanding. So people, the moment people are scared that, look, if this is what they want to do, let's leave them to this election. We will have our own time later. But unfortunately, probably because Nigerians' back are against the war, they thought they have seen it all, and people are more resolved that they will go and vote.
Okay.
And so that violence, we are appealing to those who are counting on it to want to make a capital of that, because some are intentionally trying to get violent, so that those who are scared of violence would stay off.
Okay. Shall we go to
and
the
we need
second topic?
as much people as possible to be a part of that process.
Okay. Shall we move to the second topic? Yesterday, the Defense Information Headquarters came out through the Defense Information Officer, Major General Jimmy Apple, blacklisting, I would say, 19 as wanted terrorists. So I'm starting from you. Before now, UAE came to announce to us, these are the sponsors. Now the Defense Headquarters is saying 19 unwanted list. Somebody is saying, is it too early or too late?
Well, I want to believe that it's never too late.
Okay.
And it's never too early. But I believe one thing. If you want some fruits not to grow again, you don't start plucking those fruits off. You start by cutting the roots of that tree that produces the fruits. That you have not done. All this banditry that is happening, these people are so, I don't know how to call them. If you plug a leader today, one leader of this group, another leader will spring up immediately. And that's how I've been happening all over. So by saying that we want these leaders, one day, if you get them, you're never going to end banditry that way. They will not, the other ones that are left in the bushes or in the trenches will only use that leader that you have caught as a bargaining power. They will get their leaders back and they will not stop what they are doing. It has happened in this country. So what are we talking about? Let Nigeria go for the leaders, for the sponsors of these bandits. Because if you don't go for these sponsors, banditry will never end. Because they keep on sponsoring. If you take one leader today, they sponsor another person to be the leader. You know what happened during the Boko Haram thing when the soldiers were saying that they already captured the Boko Haram leader. We knew what happened. And the Boko Haram sects were telling us that, look, if you catch this leader, you have not caught anything. Because another leader will be appointed almost immediately. They have their succession there. And so all these people that they have listed out, in any case, who would dare point at any of these that without having a reprisal? When they know very well that even the forces cannot even face these people. That's the problem we have. So if you want to wrap them once and for all. Don't wait and say you have to camp one leader or the other. No! That's not the way to do it. But what they are trying to do is that when you catch the leader, then the followers are dismantled. But that's not the case with this case.
But of recent last few months, you see the role of the Air Force panding their enclaves.
Yeah.
And at times on social media, we see deaths of some of them.
Yeah. And, that's what they should have been doing a long time ago. But they have started it. It's okay, it's in order. You see, I just said it. You don't leave the leprosy as a disease and go and start treating Lakwalakwa. Lakwalakwa is ringworm in Yoruba. The root cause, these people are not, they are diehards. So it takes a diehard to face a diehard. Nigerian armed forces must come to terms with the reality that this has gone beyond what it used to be 11 years ago, 15 years ago, when the ragtag army called Boko Haram. Today is almost a full-scale war. When you have to be using helicopters and airplanes to attack, it's not just an ordinary war. So it is high time our military powers come to that terms. It is high time they got to that terms to know that this is a war they must win. The president has given them up to December. Let's hope December is, the end of December is 1.5 months away. We commend them, they are trying their best for now. But Nigerians want to see them do more than they have been doing. Good to name and shame the leaders, but it is not sufficient. What mechanism have they put in place to attract people to bring these guys out? Some of them we cannot even see their faces for you to think of. I suspect and I believe that these soldiers who have come face to face with them at combat level, they know them. They have seen them before. They are aware of them. They know their hideouts. They must continue to go in an attacking formation. Someday we will bring them to book. We will carry justice to them. Because if you keep on doing it the way they are, yes, the moment they come, as Sanya said, their leaders, another leader will spring up and then will hold the ball and say, okay, that's what they did to in Kuje prison. And that wasn't the first time. They will go and attack and release them. So the best thing is for people to find, or their military to find a way of taming them and taking justice to them. And by that I mean you don't spare them.
Lani, I want to speak to what Simone just said and the role of that Islamic scholar, Sheikh Gumi. Simone said they know the enclaves. And so is it about deceit or that we don't know where they are?
Deceit, yes, because we really don't know who wants to benefit from deceiving us, but we are being deceived. That's the truth. Because one, you know individuals who know where these people are. You have seen footages of it. And to my mind, it's like some people in government do not want to really make it look like those bandits are criminals. Why I am saying this is because, you see, it is an army general that goes to war with the sole purpose of winning and at the same time bringing back his men. So at every point there is seeming upper hand, they call for support. But it's not a conventional warfare now. There's nothing like below the belt when you are fighting a terrorist. It's either you kill him or he kills you. But in this instance, the Army Defense Headquarters is telling us that they want to pay ransom on the heads of those. Are those, what's their number? People that can completely devastate a whole community of thousands. You are now saying you want to pay ransom of 5 million on each head of 19 or 9? 19 people. What's the strength of each one of them? You identify those 19, and so to my mind, it's like there is a reserved position that maybe if we can take out these 19, where we can talk to the boys behind them and tell them to abandon. They are not that kind of human beings. They have been brainwashed to believe it is the right thing to do. So trying to reason with them is not in the books. They believe they are going somewhere better if they die in that struggle. So why help to me? Why looking for those 19? Wipe those people off as much as possible. There is a war. It is deceit to be telling ourselves that we are not at war. If the real citizens cannot be at peace, then that community is at war. Territorial integrity is challenged. There are insinuations that many of these people are they are bandits. They are mercenaries from other nations. So if mercenaries from other nations, you are now giving them a consideration for some ethnic reasons that I don't know, that it becomes a major issue.
Sir, you see the recent pounding vis-a-vis the attack on a whole president guard. You see a link between recent real pounding, attack on president of guards, and of course the president convoy.
Look, the presidential convoy the presidential guard, brigade of guard was attacked in Abuja. Let's look at something about this. It's funny to me. If you hear soldiers say that they have pounded the bases of the bandits, they will tell you kill 15 of them, kill 20 of them. Whereas 2 of them will come into a community and wipe out a whole community, killing lots of people. So I start wondering, what is that? There's a game going on. I can't understand. There is a game going on. Because how can you be saying you have wiped out 1 person, 2 people, 3 people, and 1 person out of those people that you say you are wiping who come into your whole community and wipe your community out? So I think they have been trying, but they have not done enough. They have really not done enough. They have Super Tucano gas now. Which they can, we are talking about collateral damage. Forget about collateral damage. Without having collateral damage, we will not win this war.
What they are inflicting on our people, is it not collateral damage?
Oh God!
What these guys are inflicting on Nigerians, it's part of the collateral damage.
I think we are not there yet. That's the way I see it. We are not there yet, and if you are not very careful, it's got to a point that these people will acquire jets too.
It's a script that
when they acquire jets, they acquire gunship helicopters, then go in trouble. Now ask yourself, why Nigeria? If some of our leaders are not complicit, why Nigeria? We have Cameroon there, we have Chad there, we have so many other countries there. Why Nigeria?
You have a stronger economy, you have
a stronger economy, but you don't have a stronger leadership. You have a strong economy, you don't have good borders. That's why they are penetrated, and that's why they are here.
You are the big brother.
It's an ongoing insecurity in Nigeria. It's an ongoing thing.
So
this election that we are into, we are into real trouble. We are not careful.
What? Shall we go to the 4th topic? Smaller, I'm starting from you. The 28th Nigerian Economic Summit that's ongoing. This statement from Zainab Ahmed, the Minister of Finance, and I'm quoting her now. Nigeria economy growth is weak, needs more taxes, diaspora funds.
She's only making taking a position where she knows Diaspora, yes.
I'm making an allusion
Yes.
to what you already.
You see, everybody knows that our economy is weak. Is that the only means that government can take to look for money? We have our fields, our agriculture, we have all these things. We have our food supply, etc. We are not pumping in money to generate. We are not producing. So we will bring these diaspora taxes and still be dependent on that. We'll come back to square one. I think the minister is not living up to her responsibility. Yes, that's how I will put it. She looks a gentle lady. She's doing her best, but then I think this is not what I expect from her. Who doesn't know the market woman who sells barley or pepper, onions, knows that the Nigerian economy is weak. So you want to rely on diaspora.
Okay.
How does he want to go about it? So when somebody brings me money, you tax that money or what? Diaspora. Somebody, a child I have sent to school, all goes home and brings me $500. You want to tax that or what? She should explain things to us. Because if she says diaspora money tax,
she also spoke of more taxes.
No,
diaspora funds.
That's what I want us to be clear about. Now she was talking about two things.
More taxes and diaspora funds.
You are coming to add something.
Yes, I am already with you. She spoke of more taxes, the diaspora fund in terms of coming to invest on programs and projects.
I thought you wanted to add a rider to it. Now, two things that she was talking about was actually that. But first and foremost, the responsibility of government to the people. She has not looked at the delivery of that to those people who voted them in. You owe them a responsibility. So when you have made the currency of exchange in the country so weak, and you are now saying the economy is weak, policy thrust of the administration, they should come and tell us. I have not seen capacity in terms of, because she has not marshaled serious points that shows those decisions made by government.
Let me put her, she did own up. According to her, economic growth have not resulted in improved standards of living for average Nigerians.
So if you are not saying that, you are not asking them to come and pay more tax. How does it correlate? You have not improved on the lives of people, and you are now telling them to come and pay more tax.
Perhaps we have big men who are not paying taxes.
Yes, all those ones are identified. Who is most guilty of that? Okay. They are the most guilty of it. You are a government official. Let me tell you some of the things that are in government this thing. If you want to use the government quarters on your income, you must remove the rent subsidy that government gives you. But they will still collect that and still be living in quarters. They will have people who are working that they are supposed to pay from their income that will still be earning government money. But it's waste. All of this waste means we need people who are committed, that wants to do things. Like it was under the watch of the minister where the accountant general did some things. So this same minister is one telling us we now have to start talking about taxation. And the people's lives are just messed up. There are some income levels in a place like America that are exempted from tax. People are living below poverty level. You are saying tax now. Diaspora money is an angle they want to have bite into. And you have a bite into something when people are convinced your reason for it is genuine. Sir, it's in all over the world. The dollars found in a Nigerian apartment. Which government wants to listen to you when you are talking about a weak economy? Are you serious? It's unfortunate. It's very unfortunate.
You find heavy money
everywhere.
In the airport. At the end of the day, we don't.
The money is lost.
We don't.
Urban money, 10 billion stolen from it.
Nobody accounts for that.
The one is, she's a kind of maybe a combination for this administration. She spoke of economic diversification, though according to her, very poor, except for information technology sector.
See, the Nigerian is poor because of government's lack of will. We are still burning gas today.
Yet we
We
buy gas.
buy gas at inflated prices. And there are so many countries in the world that today that need gas seriously. And we're wasting money on that. You see, what we need to do, you see, if you don't have good, you don't have stability in protecting lives and property in this country, no, and I repeat it, no diaspora want to come and invest at all. Look at what happened in the Ogbonshore the other time. Somebody came from America, came to Nigeria to come and invest so that some people would find jobs under him.
Yeah, and he gave them
was
jobs.
kidnapped and he gave them jobs. And he was kidnapped and killed just like that. If there's no sanctity of life, there's no sanctity of life in this country. And for as long as that is not, I know of a woman who said she will never come back to this Nigeria again.
And he's a
With her family.
Nigerian.
And she's a Nigerian. You expect that person to come and invest in Nigeria? So these are the kind of things that are happening. So if he's talking about diaspora money will come into private hands, not for investment in this country. People no longer have how would I put it now? People no longer have the trust in this country.
I was thinking she was talking of taxation on diaspora.
No.
income.
No.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
I want to. Your last thing. I want to speak. She also spoke about slow growth in agriculture, and that not
Whose fault?
not with what Nigeria
Whose
is
fault in all the things he has said?
Perhaps we are not doing enough for agriculture.
Yeah,
No.
With boundaries that's going on that funds have been taken over. About.
Look, before the banditry became the order of the day, everybody, rice farming, cassava farming, everybody was doing it. Those who went into it,
They're not lamenting.
they are not lamenting. It is either
Cattle grazing.
have come to push them away, or unfortunately flood also came.
Natural.
So whose fault? Is it Nigerians' responsibility to finish the the Adama War Dam or whatever it is called? Is it the people of Nigeria who must do it, or government that must see to it that that's a policy that must be done? And so everything he has earmarked, it is a failure of government, of governance that has led all to the. But the most primary one is insecurity. If you farm and you have so large a farm, and suddenly some bandits come and begin to extract tax from you and tell you you don't come back again. And if you went back, you are in soup. Apart from the man in Bukumasho, somebody also in Okyogun also came back home.
Saki specifically.
Yes, and did so much. And some of the people he employed became his nemesis.
Enough.
So who is responsible for that? Is it the man on the street or the government?
Well, we will continue to
So
take
if you tell us that our economy is weak, the market woman knows that the economy is weak. Everything they will say, $1.
Well, we will continue to take our government to task and what must be done to have security in place so that, like what I said, we can go to farm and have peace of mind. We are time against us, Larry.
Thank you for having me. We pray we get it right in Nigeria. God willing.
Yeah.
That's my prayer too, because that's the only way we can have peace of mind. That's the only way we can eat at square meals, even if it's only one. At least you'll be happy about it.
We must pray, but we must also be ready to accept the truth. Nigerians don't like being told the truth. And that is dangerous. It can derail us. The truth is sacrosanct. You can't change it. It's like a cork. You push it into the water, it will come up. But if you want to cover and cover and cover the way we cover in this country, politically, economically, religiously, security, you cover everything. We live in denials. It's terrible.
Well, we pray we'll get there, and we pray we are there. We'll be there. Nigeria will survive. Until tomorrow, when we hope to be back in the newsroom. My name is Oladayola Nipekun. Bye-bye.
Mondays through Fridays, 3:30 to 4:30 p.m. in the Newsroom. You can't afford to miss it.
Please listen to this public service announcement. It has come to the attention of OSBC management that some persons have encroached on the undeveloped piece of land belonging to the corporation along Ibokun Road, Okebale Oshobo. Members of the public are hereby notified that the OSBC has not commissioned anyone to allocate or dispose of the land in any form. The government of Osun State has custody of the land through acquisition and documented appropriately. Anyone caught encroaching or trespassing on the said land will be prosecuted. Anamsa, OSBC management. Ẹ tẹ́tí sí ìkéde pàtàkì yìí. Èyí ni láti kéde sétí gbogbo ará ìlú pé àwọn ènìyàn kan ti ń wọ inú ilẹ̀ tó jẹ́ ti iléeṣẹ́ OSBC tó wà lójú ọ̀nà Ìbòkun nílùú Òṣogbo. A fẹ́ kó di mímọ̀ fún gbogbo ènìyàn pé iléeṣẹ́ OSBC kò fìgbà kan yan ẹnikẹ́ni tàbí fún ẹnikẹ́ni láṣẹ láti máa wọn ilẹ̀ iléeṣẹ́ yìí tà. Ó ṣe pàtàkì fún gbogbo ènìyàn pé ilẹ̀ tó jẹ́ ti iléeṣẹ́ OSBC yìí ní ìjọba ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun ní ìwé rẹ̀ lọ́wọ́. Àwa ń fi àkókò yìí kìlọ̀ fún àwọn tó ń dọ́wọ́ wú pé tí ọwọ́ bá tẹ̀ wọ́n, wọ́n fojú ba ilé ẹjọ́. Nítorí náà kí wọ́n so ìwé àgbéjẹ́ mọ́wọ́. Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀. Olùkéde ìgbìmọ̀ aláṣẹ iléeṣẹ́ OSBC.
Ọyẹ́ ìtẹ̀lé mi ká lọ gbogbo ọmọ ìpínlẹ̀ Ọ̀ṣun, ìpínlẹ̀ ọmọlúwàbí, gbogbo Nàìjíríà pátápátá ìjẹ́ lọ OSBC ilé àwíyé lókè balẹ̀ gangan ní ìlú Òṣogbo òròkè àsálà. Orí ìróyòrè móròdé o sílò omi o dírẹ́bà gbé mi òdodo ọ̀rọ̀ o dírẹ́bà gbé mi kọ́bá ti gbé mi dóṣogbo o sílò omi o máa béèrè OSBC máa béèrè ilé àwíyé máa béèrè amóhùnmáwòrán o.